Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of I Am Possible. I want to begin with a truth, not a comfortable truth, but a necessary one. One that separates those who merely exist from those who truly live. Here it is. Nothing worth having in life comes without risk. Now pause for a moment and let that settle. Ask yourself, how much of your life have you spent playing it safe? How often have you traded possibility for comfort? How many dreams have you quietly buried because fear whispered, "Don't even try"? We do this, don't we? We stay in the familiar, we hug the shore instead of sailing into open waters. And yet, as Nelson Mandela once reminded us, there is no passion to be found in playing small, in settling for a life that's less than the one you're capable of living. So I'll ask you right now, and I want you to answer honestly, even if only in your own heart. Are you playing small, or are you daring to live big? What does living small even mean? It's not about income. It's not about status. It's about settling for less than what's inside you. It's choosing the easy road over the meaningful one. It's letting fear be the architect of your future. And here's the thing. From the time we're young, we're told, make sure you have something to fall back on. A safety net, a backup plan, something to catch you when life doesn't go your way. But I've never understood that. If you're going to fall, why fall backward? Why retreat into safety when you can fall forward? Into growth, into opportunity, into the unknown that just might be the beginning of everything you've been waiting for. Picture it. What would happen if you decided right now to fall forward, to leap without staring at the ground below? To believe that even a stumble could move you closer to your dream. When was the last time you took a real risk? One that scared you, but also made your pulse race with excitement. Did you hesitate, or did you run toward it? Let me tell you something. Passion matters, but passion alone is not enough. Consistency is the engine that turns passion into achievement. Showing up every day, doing the work when nobody is watching, pressing on when nobody is clapping. That's how dreams turn into reality. And yes, you will fail. When you do, fail big, fail boldly, fail in a way that tells the world you were aiming for something extraordinary. Let me give you a picture. Imagine 9 dots on a page, arranged in a square. The challenge is to connect them all with just 5 straight lines without lifting your pen. Most people fail because they never go beyond the invisible square. Those dots form. The only solution, you must draw outside the lines. Life is no different. The box you're in might only exist in your mind. The limits you think are real might only be habits, fears, or other people's opinions. The breakthroughs come when you dare to step outside those lines. And yet, dreaming big is not enough. Because dreams without goals are just wishes dressed up in nice words. Goals give you direction. Discipline turns that direction into progress. Look at the greatest hitters in baseball history. One of them, Reggie Jackson, struck out more than 2,600 times, more than anyone else. And yet, when people tell his story, they talk about the home runs, the walk-offs, the unforgettable wins. Why? Because failure didn't define him. Persistence did. Think about Thomas Edison. He didn't fail to create the light bulb. He simply found thousands of ways it didn't work until one day it did. Every so-called failure was just another step toward the invention that lit the world. So I'll ask you, when you failed, did you treat it as a death sentence for your dream, or as a lesson sharpening you for the next attempt? Because here's the truth, and you need to hear it. You will fail. You will lose. You will embarrass yourself. You will be bad at something when you first start, and that's okay. It's inevitable. The real question is, will you keep showing up? Will you keep swinging? Will you have the courage, not just to dream, but to act, and to risk falling forward into the life you were truly meant to live? Because the world doesn't remember the ones who stayed safe. It remembers the ones who dared. This may not be the kind of speech you expect to hear at a graduation, a ceremony, or even in a moment of celebration. But it is, without question, the most honest and freeing truth I can give you today. Here it is. Failure is inevitable. The moment you truly accept that, you stop fearing it. You stop letting it paralyze you, and you begin to use it. You begin to fall forward. Falling forward means embracing the struggle as part of your journey, not as a detour, not as a punishment, but as proof that you are moving. Picture an aspiring artist. It could be an actor, a musician, a writer, walking into the audition, the interview, the opportunity of a lifetime. Everything lines up, except one thing. Maybe their voice cracks. Maybe they forget a line. Maybe they just aren't ready yet. They lose the role. The disappointment burns. But they do not quit. They prepare again. They step into the next room, and the next one, and the next one. They fail again, and again, and again, until one day they step onto that same stage where they once fell short. This time as the star everyone came to see. That is the power of persistence. That is the power of falling forward. Now I'll ask you, do you have the courage to fail? Because if you don't, if you never stumble, if you never hear the word no, then maybe you're not reaching far enough. If you want something you've never had, you must be willing to do something you've never done. I want you to imagine something, not to scare you, but to awaken you. Picture yourself, years from now, lying in your final moments, and around you stand the ghosts of your unfulfilled potential. The books you never wrote, the ideas you never pursued, the relationships you never mended, the talents you buried under fear and comfort. What do they say to you? Do they stand in silence, or do they cry out in disappointment? How many ghosts will be there when your time comes? And more importantly, will you live so fully, so boldly, that when that day arrives, there are no ghosts left? That they will have been set free, because you used every gift, every ounce of potential you were given, and I want you to think beyond yourself. This isn't just about personal achievement. This is about the world you live in, your community, your family, the people you pass on the street every single day. You might say, but I don't have much. It's not about how much you have. It's about what you give. Your time, your compassion, your encouragement, your courage, your willingness to show up for someone else. The question is, what will you do with what you have? And here's something else. Sometimes failure is not a roadblock. It's a guidepost. Life is rarely a straight line. You may start with one plan and find yourself on a path you never expected. You may feel lost. You may feel like you've taken the long way around. But often it is those detours, those wrong turns, those closed doors that lead you exactly where you are meant to be. And then, in some quiet, unexpected moment, someone might speak into your life. Maybe it's a word of encouragement. Maybe it's a challenge. Maybe it's a vision of who you could become. And in that moment, something awakens in you, a fire, a belief, a decision that you will no longer wait to be perfect before you start. Because you do not need to be flawless to make a difference. You just need to be brave enough to begin, to risk, to fall forward, again and again and again. So as I look at you now, I don't just see faces in a crowd. I see potential. I see courage. I see power. I see lives that can change the course of other lives. So take the risks, dream boldly, fail spectacularly, fall forward every time. When you fall, rise up. When you stumble, keep walking. When you doubt, believe anyway. Because your story is not finished. Your legacy has not yet been written. And one day the world will not remember how many times you fell, only how you kept rising. So I'll leave you with this question. Tomorrow morning, when the sun rises, what risk will you take? What dream will you chase like your life depends on it? And when you fall, because you will, how will you rise? You are not limited. You are not average. You are not alone. You are possible.